On this, the eve of a new NFL season, it's all about the number 53. The Falcons' journey starts and could very well end here, in this city, Atlanta, on this field, the site of Super Bowl 53. 53, also the number of roster spots on each NFL team. Every spot precious and vital, especially to a team with lofty aspirations. The long and grueling gauntlet that is the NFL season calls for more than a handful of stars. It requires depth, a team in full, 53 of the best of the best. After a summer of competition, a summer of sweat, tonight's the final audition for the athletes whose NFL dreams are in the balance. Who makes the 53? Who joins the brotherhood in the quest for the Lombardi Trophy in Super Bowl 53? Tonight here in Atlanta, the roof is open for just the second time for an NFL game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium as the Falcons take the field for the final preseason game and take on the Miami Dolphins. And hello to everybody, I am Justin Kutcher. Well, this is the final preseason game, the final tune-up before next Thursday's opener at Philadelphia. And fortunately for the Falcons, they don't have many roster spots available. That's a good thing. What's a bad thing is that for the players who are trying to fight for those roster spots, it means everything as we welcome in both Coy Wire and DJ Shockley, two guys who have been in the position where this game meant everything. I want you to take us through what was going through your mind playing in this final preseason
Don't
game.
make me go back to that bad place, Justin. For most of my 9-year NFL career, I was on the chopping block. So let me tell you how these guys might be feeling. They probably didn't sleep well last night. They probably got nauseous. Their hearts are racing. Their minds are beyond them. They can't imagine that the thing they worked for their entire life might be gone forever in fewer than 48 hours. Dreams are crushed or come true tonight.
Shock, how about you? What was this fourth game like for you?
I tell you, stressful. It was very stressful for me because as a seventh-round guy, this fourth game meant everything to me. I had to fight and claw every single year to make this roster. And for many guys, this is their Super Bowl. This is their opening night to show everybody around the country and for the Falcons that this is what they want to do. This is the biggest night of their lives, and literally, it's a game changer if they go out and play really well.
With that said, we go to our Home Depot tools of the game.
Offense, you need to finish, whether it's a block, whether it's a drive in the red zone, or making a catch, finish. For defense, no missed tackles, fresh on the minds of the coaches after last week's performance.
All right, so people say this game is meaningless. You just heard from these two guys. It is far from that. It's the final preseason game, the Dolphins and the Falcons, and it's coming up next. Atlanta Falcons preseason football is presented by Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. And sponsored in part by Bud Light, game day's favorite light lager. And by AT&T, more for your thing, that's our thing. A fantastic night here in Atlanta for this final preseason game. Let's go for the Equifax sideline report and check in with DJ Shockley.
Q, as a guy who's played in this game, knows what it means, the fourth preseason game, a lot of careers on the line. What is the message to those guys who are trying to fight and claw to make this team tonight?
Yeah, you definitely know, and it's such an awesome game. So a couple of things. Number one, trust your training. Like, you've really worked hard, you've put out, you know your stuff. So you got to trust that. Know that you know, all right? It's all there for you. Now you can go execute flawlessly, and let's make sure we let it rip. You know, nothing to hold back tonight and have some fun doing it.
All right, Q, have a good one, man. Good luck.
Guys.
All right, you just heard from them what we have. The Falcons, they won the toss, they deferred, so they will be kicking off. Giorgio Tavecchio, who was just signed for this game, will be kicking off for the Falcons. And back deep is Kalen Ballage for Miami, will not get a chance to return. As Miami will start at the 25 as we take a look at our SunTrust players to watch here on defense. And the theme of the night here, Coy, is guys who are kind of on the bubble.
Yeah, and Bleedy Ray Wilson's a veteran guy in this league, but there's some depth now at the corner and nickel positions on this team. He's going to be fighting to make one last impression. And Justin Zimmer there on the far right, what noise he's made in the trenches. We know we need depth there for the Atlanta Falcons. We'll see how hungry he is tonight.
Brock Osweiler is starting at quarterback here for Miami. A focal point for the Falcons here tonight will be what their defensive line can do. Here on first down, the pass is to Kalen Ballage. Jonathan Celestin with a tackle. It's a 16-yard pickup. This kid, Celestin, out of Minnesota, he has opened some eyes here during the preseason.
He really has. You know, with the way he's been in the backfield, tackles for loss, quarterback pressure, sacks, you have to watch him tonight. How good can he get in one more preseason game? He's certainly fighting for a practice squad spot.
Over the middle. The pass is caught by A.J. Derby, a 6-yard pickup. Celestin was there again, in on the tackle.
And there he is. I mean, he's led the team in tackles through the preseason, and he's in on the first 2 tonight. What an incredible journey he's been on. He's from right here in Jonesboro, Georgia. We will talk more about what he's been through, what motivates him. An incredible story from that young man.
Second down and 4 here for Miami. Ballage stops, goes again, and gets tripped up at the line. Emmanuel Ellerbe is there for the tackle. The undrafted free agent rookie from Rice.
Wow, what great recognition there from Ellerbe. I mean, he reads run, he fires up into his gap and tracks that ball carrier down. That's a way to make a splash and make some noise and create a 3rd and 4 here. We'll see if they can win.
Again, each of these players fighting for their spot, trying to make a name here in this final preseason game. On 3rd and 4 to Ballage. What you say, make the tackle, don't miss. It's Ellerbe again, standing up Ballage short of the first down marker. That's what you want to see.
And that's it right there. He wrapped him up. How many times this preseason have we seen a guy sneak away from a linebacker covering out in the flat and break a tackle? But no, Ellerbe there. He's talked about the speed of the game being the hardest adjustment from him, having played at Rice. Well, right there, he was right on time, right in the face of that running back.
And now going for it here on 4th down is Adam Gase and the Dolphins. Right at midfield, they have to get to the 49 of Atlanta. Osweiler rolling out, wide open is Ballage out of the backfield. He gets the first down as he gets tackled by Ron Parker, but an 18-yard pickup on 4th and 1. And I want to ask you, as a defensive player, Coy, when you make that stop on 3rd and 4, and you think you may have gotten off the field, what is it like when you see the team stay out there for 4th down?
Yeah, I mean, this is the worst feeling in the world, right? I mean, you're getting winded out there, the excitement, you want to make a good impression, and then you lose your man in coverage there on a boot. Not a good look for the defense.
Ballage again on the carry. It's Ellerbe with yet another tackle, already his 3rd on this drive.
Now, you talk about Ellerbe from Rice. He's a tackling machine. He was a tackling machine in college. 285 tackles in his career. Yeah, I expect him to continue doing that tonight. He's going to get a lot of time to show and let everybody hear what he's all about.
Buddy Howell has come in at tailback here for the Dolphins. 2nd down and 6.
Watch for that tight end at the top of the screen, the wing position, to come back here. He's deep in his alignment. There he goes.
The pass is complete to Howell down the sideline, and Howell is, let's see, going to be marked out at the 7-yard line.
And what do we say the key to the game was for defense? Don't miss, right? That's exactly what we're talking about, and that's Celestin. I mean, he's been getting them on the ground, right? So the consistency is key at this level. Are you dependable? Are you reliable? Now there's Celestin showing that, you know, he's not at this point in this game. We'll see how he rallies back. For young guys, where is your head mentally? Can you live one down at a time? Can you forget about the negative in the past and continue to thrive?
Well, now it's 1st and goal from the 7 after they thought they had the stop. Handoff up the middle. And falling forward right by the goal line down to the 1 is Buddy Howell.
The defensive line there, got to put them on blast because we saw a lot of drive. You're going to see the end zone angle here, and watch some of the push. Guys just getting washed by their gaps there, and you know you got to be playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Be strong with those hands. Miami offensive line won that down.
2nd and goal from the 1. It's Howell. Howell, second effort, won't get there, got pulled backwards. by Jacob Toyota Mariner. So now 3rd and goal is coming up here for the Dolphins.
Yeah, and then you get a chance, and we just talked about short memory, right? Forget about the bad play you just had in the run game. Now be stout, and they did. They tried to run right back up the middle. Defensive line anchored down and stuffed the ball carrier.
Can they come up with another stop? Osweiler, he does just that, and he completes the pass to Howell for the 1-yard touchdown. Almost the identical play they ran on 4th and 1. They run here on 3rd and goal.
Right, you know, in this league, you find a weakness. You find, you know, a hole in the armor, and then you keep attacking it until you make sure the defense seals it up. They didn't. You're right, Justin. They come right back out to that, sneak back out into the flat, and, you know, yet again, that defender on the edge of the left side of the defense. Got to be disciplined with your eyes. It was Ryan Neal the first time. That time Ron Parker looked like he got caught up in the wash as well. One of those guys needs to see that back sneaking out.
Jason Sanders on for the extra point. So a 7-0 lead for the Dolphins. They go 75 yards in 10 plays. Actually had a big play on 4th and 1. 7-0 Falcons trail as we take a look at our SunTrust players to watch on offense here tonight, Coy.
Kurt Bankert is a guy who, you know, he's completing about 45% of his passes. He showed some really the ability to make some great throws, but then that inconsistency and what are you doing at times. We'll get heavy doses of him tonight. Practice squad spot up in the air for him.
Justin Crawford thought about taking a knee in the end zone, and then he decided to return it, and he made the wrong decision because he returned it out to the 14-yard line.
Yeah, he's going to learn real quick at this level. One thing you don't do on the field is think. That's for the meeting rooms. That's for the practices. When you're out here, Coach Quinn told DJ before the game, you trust your training and you let it fly right there. He hesitated, then got annihilated.
Preparation is everything, and right there, like you said, he thought about it. Kurt Bankert is in there at quarterback. He's got Justin Crawford, who just returned, in at tailback. The fullback position is up in the air. Ricky Ortiz and Fowler. And on first down, the handoff is to Crawford. He gets a couple yards here on first down.
I really want to see what Justin Fowler does. He's out of Alabama. He's got 4 seasons in the league, and Ricky Ortiz kind of has this job in hand right now. This is one of those spots we talked about all preseason, that a starting fullback spot is in the air. Last year, the Coleman, the fullback, led the team in special teams tackles. This is a guy who has to open up holes in the run game and be able to show they can cover a kick for Keith Armstrong.
On 2nd and 8, it's Crawford again. Crawford able to dive forward to the 20-yard line, gets 4. 3rd down coming up.
Right now, some of the depth at offensive line showing that they're not as stout as they need to be against this defensive front for the Dolphins. We got a 3rd and 5 right now. Let's see if Bankert has the time he needs to find an open receiver. The Dolphins D-line looking stout thus far. We'll see if they generate a pass rush.
Stephon Anthony just limped off the field for Miami. 3rd down and 3. Bankert stepping up, getting pressure. Bankert gets rid of it, and that is incomplete. Bankert was getting pressured by Cameron Malveaux. Matt Ryan there on the sideline. I think it's safe to say he's not going to play here tonight.
Saying is glad it's not me out there right now. He doesn't like that feeling. He was sacked twice last week, and Bankert there was on the run in a hurry. That was Brunskill there that missed his block. We'll keep an eye on him. See if he can correct that mistake.
This is David Marvin on to punts. A low punt. Takes a good bounce for the Falcons. A nice play by Drew Morgan to pick it up. A 42-yard punt. Celestin with a special teams tackle. It's 7-0 Miami here in the first quarter. Final preseason game. First drive, they stopped him on 3rd and 4, but Miami went for it on 4th and 1, converted, and then ended up scoring a touchdown. Brock Osweiler was 6 for 6 on the opening drive for 65 yards. Here he is, his first throw on this series, and it's an incomplete pass. A little miscommunication with Leonte Carew. Leader Ray Wilson there on the coverage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
A lot of man coverage in that first drive. You know, Emmanuel and Coach Quinn, they want to see who would go toe-to-toe, right? Who can win those one-on-one situations. And they were bad with their eyes, not disciplined, guys getting open. So we'll see they're much better on their assignments.
Hand off to Kalen Ballage. Ballage turns the corner, and he gets the first down. And there was some, I don't know if it's miscommunication or confusion pre-snap by the Falcons defense there. Guys were moving around when they shouldn't have been.
Yeah, you called it. You have linebackers getting there. The corner's not even up there where he's supposed to be. So how can you hold contain when your guy is on the other side of the field from where he's supposed to be? Look at this. I mean, how'd you like Justin Kutcher could run around that corner. Now, a lot of head spinning right now. They need to calm down, focus, alignment, assignment, and read your key. That's simple.
So again, in Falcons territory. I don't know if that was a knock on my speed right there, but whatever. I'll let it go. The pass this time is complete to Leonte Carew. Going up against Bleedy Ray Wilson, picks up 15 yards.
Dolphins offense just kind of having their way right now with the Falcons defense. Had Bleedy Ray Wilson out there, and he went into press, and the receiver got him turned. And thought he was going deep, and all of a sudden the receiver's running a slant route. The vet needs to get his hands on him. Don't play in that no man's land where you're kind of half up, half back. If you're going to be up, get a hand on him. Don't let him get a free release.
Here comes pressure against Osweiler. He throws it down. And let's see. They're going to say it's an incomplete pass on a fumble, but could that have been grounding?
I was hoping we were on the Pamplona running the Bulls right there. Anytime you see a big man running full throttle, it's a sight to see. But yeah, look at the pressure generated here up front. I mean, they're setting up a screen, right? And the running back got caught up. That's why there was a lot of free runners going after the quarterback there, seeing his life flashing before his eyes. Big John Cunningham was the one with the pressure.
You guys laughing, but that is not a good feeling when those guys come scot-free right at you.
Well, Shock, you're a big dude, and Osweiler's 6'7", 240 as he zips that pass in for completion to Rashawn Scott for 10 yards, and a couple of flags come flying in.
Man, what a rocket that was, wasn't it? Yeah, defensive backs and linebackers jumping all over this thing. I really like the play that was almost made there by Chris Lamons. I mean, he laid out for that thing.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 30, hit to a defenseless player. That penalty is half the distance from the end of the play. Automatic first down.
That is against Chris Lamons.
We'll see here, Lamons, he's there in the slot. He's the one that went out to the flat, and so I'm not sure here. I think they were calling the wrong player.
Yeah,
they must be talking about Ellerby there.
Ellerby, yeah.
Yeah, because Lamons was the one I saw flash, almost got him a pick. So that's Emmanuel Ellerby there. You know, hit to the head or neck area, unnecessary roughness. But the defense has to buck up here, Justin.
They do once again. Play action. Osweiler to the back of the end zone. Incomplete.
Much better there. You see a lot of those boots and those sprint out action. We're getting them on that first drive there. Much better with their discipline, had their men locked down.
Hey, Shock, I'm going to ask you this question as Brock Osweiler is 6'7". I don't know what it's like to be tall. You're pretty tall. What's the difficulty when you're a tall quarterback?
Well, when you're 6'7", you're a little bit different than the average quarterback. But 6'7", the angle, you're always trying to throw it downward at guys because the angle of how you're throwing the football. Most guys are 6'2", 6'3". The ball's coming out at an even angle. But when you're 6'7",
Kalen Ballage goes in for the touchdown, bouncing off a couple of would-be tacklers. Another touchdown here for the Dolphins. Keep going.
When you're 6'7", though, and your arm angle gets high and you're throwing it down, you're almost 7 foot tall kind of with the arm angle. You guys who are 6'2", 6'3", the arm angle goes up to 6'4", 6'5", so you're ending up throwing it at an angle where your receivers are. So if you're a tall guy, you got to kind of angle the way you throw it, but Osweiler is not having any issues tonight, and they got him on the move, they got him movement, so he's doing a good job of distributing the football. The Falcons are going to do a better job of finding these guys in space.
So if you're like 5'8", you think you're like 5'10" when you throw it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so you gain a couple inches, Kutch, so you'll be just fine, man. And I don't know why McCoy's talking about your speed, man, because I seen you eat, so I know you're fast at some things.
Oh, he'll clear a plate real quick, but I don't know about out there on that turf.
Well, on for his second extra point will be Jason Sanders here for the Dolphins. Not the start defensively that Marquand Manuel wanted to see out of this crew. And it's a quick 14-0 lead here for the Dolphins in this first quarter. With 6:22 to go, Kalen Ballage, the fourth-round pick out of Arizona State, takes it in from 9 yards out. Back deep once again is Justin Crawford, and this time he will kneel in the end zone. So Atlanta will start at the 25. Let's go back to that last touchdown and how it happened.
Yeah, look at your 2 D linemen here just get absolutely washed. And also the top of your screen, that's Ron Parker there. Number 48 got to get down in the gap, being too hesitant. He allowed the lineman to get up into his lap, and the running back celebrating in the end zone. Defensive linemen need to get right.
Well, there's a player down in the end zone right now for the Dolphins. It looks like it's Cornell Armstrong, number 31. Not exactly sure what happened there, because Justin Crawford just took a knee there in the end zone for a touchback. So 6:22 to go here in this first quarter. The Falcons trailing 14-0. And opening night of the NFL is 1 week from tonight. And that's when the Falcons will travel to Philadelphia to take on the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. And you look at the first 7 games of this schedule.
Yeah, you look at this thing and call it the Pennsylvania sandwich. You have Philly up there, at Philly, and then at Pittsburgh, right? And everything in between, all the meat of that. You got 2 of your division opponents. I mean, this is a grinder to start the season. If they can get through this successfully or semi-successfully, they're going to be feeling real good about themselves the rest of the season. I mean, that is a monster to start weeks 1 and week 5 at Philly, at Pittsburgh, and then at home versus Carolina and New Orleans. Look out.
If it's a Pennsylvania sandwich, do they have French fries on it, or is that just for Pittsburgh?
Oh, come on now. You can put anything on anything on it you want. But look, 4 of those 5 teams are returning playoff teams. Look at Justin. You say something about food, and he can't stop thinking about it. The man's a garbage disposal.
I'm focused like a fisheye.
Oh, we got to tell that story later.
Well, there's 6:22 to go here in the first quarter. We'll have plenty of time. Kurt Bankert, he's hoping to show the form that he showed in the opener of this preseason in New York against the Jets when he came out in that second half, and he came out with confidence. Bankert on first down, throws over the middle, a drop pass there by Reggie Davis. Just what we talked about in the open. You've got to be crisp. You got to avoid these drop passes.
Look, that's why we put that at the Home Depot tools to the game. You need to prove that you're dependable. You're the team whose receivers led the league in drops last year. Last week there were 3 or 4 of them. Again, Reggie Davis is a guy who's fighting for possibly a roster spot the way he'd been playing at this point. There's practice squad spots as well, but that one, come on, man, you're running. You're still running if you make that grab.
Bankert. This time it's incomplete. The pass intended for Devin Gray. Good defense by Torrey McTyer. This was last year. 28 drop passes by the Falcons. 7 of those drop passes were tips that led to interceptions for Matt Ryan.
Yeah, 5 of Matt Ryan's 12 interceptions came off of drops or tips by his own receivers. That no one else in the league even came close to that. It was like an unfortunate season for Matt Ryan in that regard. But you can't have that same sort of lingering open wound heading into this season.
On 3rd and 10, pressure coming, and down goes Bankert. A loss of 4 on the sack by Jonathan Woodard. So on first down, this series right here reminds me a lot of the opening defensive series for the Falcons. That play to Reggie Davis could have gone a long way, maybe the distance.
Yeah.
On that first series defensively, you saw the stop on 3rd and 4. Came up shy by 1 yard.
Yep.
Miami went for it. Since then, it's been a totally different game. Drew Morgan lets it bounce. It takes a Falcon roll. This one will be down right around the 30-yard line.
That's frustrating for Banker. You got 5 guys to block 4. They didn't even blitz, and then you'll see at the top of your screen, right around the edge and right around Matt Gano. Sack for the Dolphins.
Very big on mentoring, and Mohamed Sanu to Reggie Davis just said, hey, keep your eyes on that ball. Got to stop with the drop balls for the receivers for the Falcons as Miami takes over at the 29-yard line. Empty backfield here on first down for Brock Osweiler. Osweiler's had his way with the Falcons defense, but not this time. They get to him. A loss of 7 on the sack. Anthony Winbush was there, Garrison Smith was there, and that's what Marquand Manuel wants to see.
Yeah, you really like off the edge of the right side of the defense there. That's a way to get skinny, to lower that shoulder so that offensive lineman, that tackle, look at the left side of your screen there. You get right up under that hand, didn't stand a chance. Like the speed, like the agility to get down low, almost parallel to the ground. How are you going to block that?
Now second down and 17, Buddy Howell in at tailback. Osweiler dumps it off to Howell, and Howell breaks free of a tackle. Celestin had the tackle, made the tackle, but there was a missed tackle by Ryan Neal, a pickup of 4. Falcons football, it is back. There's still time to join the action here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium this season. Visit AtlantaFalcons.com/tickets to learn more.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this season. They're adding some new bells and whistles in here up on the overlook. You know, the Sky Bridge there. They're going to have a DJ every week, and there's a new voice of the Falcons on game day, the Atlanta icon Ryan Cameron. Should be fun stuff.
Here on 3rd and 13, a crossing pattern, and this time the defense will get the job done. Just a pickup of 4. A punt is coming up here for Miami.
It's going to be Isaiah Oliver back deep. We know the young man, the second-round pick, needs to develop at the corner position. They like his ability, his stature out there. They've been giving him looks at punt return, and we know he had a couple of drops this preseason. When it comes to catching a punt, Keith Armstrong has to be able to trust him. What's he going to do here? All eyes on him.
Oliver makes the catch at the 20. You could see he was so focused on making that catch after a 49-yard punt. Returns at about 5 yards. And Shock, I want to talk to you right now. The mentality of a quarterback. We showed the drop passes last year for the Falcons. They led the NFL. Now we've seen drop passes here in the preseason and in this game. As a quarterback, what goes through your mind when you see your receivers drop balls time and time again?
Well, it's tough to see it, and you want to encourage those guys because those are the guys you have to throw to. But those guys got to hold their own. They have to make those plays, and sometimes it gets you out of rhythm. You do everything you're supposed to do, play action, you put it in the right spot, and they drop it. You got to continue to encourage these guys, but it is one of those things that kind of gets you out of rhythm as a quarterback and as an offense, as we saw last drive.
Hand off to Justin Crawford here on first down. The flag is thrown in the backfield. This could be coming back against Atlanta.
Dolphins defensive line really working.
That's against Matt Gano.
Yeah, Gano's struggling a bit here. We saw him give up a sack, you know, the last drive, and they're just kind of getting overextended. I mean, he's trying to get some push on that edge player, and as the edge player tried to pull away, he pulled some jersey, and official right there to be on top of it. I mean, this is what you get last preseason game, right? Guys overextending themselves. Justin, you and I talked about it before the game. We said we might even see a scuffle out there on the field because guys are fighting for their dreams to stay alive.
Now it's 1st and 20. Play action. Banker taking the shot over the middle. That ball's tipped and picked off. Going back the other way here for the Dolphins is Stephon Anthony. An 18-yard return. It was initially tipped by Torrey McTyer. There is a flag on the field.
Yeah, but Bankert had all the time in the world there to throw. Their defense was in quarters coverage. He didn't have any rovers or any middle field safety there. Just lead the receiver on that one. You're going to have a nice gain, but it was on that back shoulder, defensive back. Man, that's a dream. You see that pass coming at you. Dolphins capitalizing.
During the return, personal foul, illegal low block by the passing team, number 80. Half the distance to the goal is added to the end of the play. Miami's ball, first down.
This is against Troy Mangan of the Falcons.
Yeah, here's the dig route, right? And you see 24s in trail. I mean, just lead them. There's no one over there. The other side of the field was cleared out. Bankert had a beautiful, you see, just behind him. And, you know, Shock, sometimes you're a young guy in this game. What's going through his mind there? Why didn't he lead him?
As you watch that play, it looks like Bankert was just trying to be too perfect. The last one, he led Reggie Davis, and it went through his hands. As a quarterback, you have to put it in the spot you're supposed to and allow those guys to make the plays. That time, he tried to be a little bit too perfect.
What's the defense going to do? Sudden change? Are they going to run a sprint out here at the bottom of the screen? Be disciplined with your eyes.
Osweiler, first and goal from the 8. Throws low. It is caught. Breaking a tackle and now down inside the 1. A 7-yard pickup.
Now this is
Malcolm Lewis with the catch.
You know, I wonder what the folks at home feel right here. You know, Ron Parker there, he had a shot, had him lined up, could have clobbered him right, but why didn't he wrap up? Or is it because of the new helmet rule? He's afraid to hit him.
On second down, they punch it in from 1. It's Buddy Howell for the touchdown. And how about this? The Dolphins have put up 20 points already here in the first quarter against the Falcons.
Yeah, really just having their way. I mean, I've seen wet paper bags be able to hold boulders better than this defense is holding this Dolphins team right now. I mean, look at this here. Just straight up the gut. This is what they've done the past 2 times they've been down there. You know it's coming. You can't get manhandled like that. You got to be strong, be tough, be stout, be resilient. They're not that right now. They're going to have those vets talking to them when they come off to the sideline. Coaches as well.
It's Greg Joseph on for the extra point. And his kick is good. Well, right now it's time for AT&T Meet the Rookies. We introduced you to the Falcons receiver and special teamer Russell Gage, who attended Redemptorist High School in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, then went on to LSU. His first 2 years played defensive back, and then he showed that athleticism. He became a wide receiver, made catches like this. And now he is up here with the Falcons, going up top, making catches like that. A 6th-round pick. Russell Gage trying to make this team.
Yeah, he's been showing promise, not just on the offensive side of the ball, but for that man we saw holding up the clipboard, Keith Armstrong. In talking with Keith, I played under Keith Armstrong here. I know what he's looking for, and that young man, Gage, he has it all. And Keith Armstrong raved about him. I mean, he said, I really like what this kid can do, and he's shown out. I mean, you got to like what you see in him. He might lock up a roster spot.
Well, let me say this. He's not in pads, right? He's only got his jersey on. That's got to be a good sign for him,
It's got to be a good sign because you know they're going to keep some roster spots, just special teamers, your special teams aces. Eric Weems from the past here in Atlanta. Someone like that was a receiver, but they kept him for a special teams ability.
Crawford, again, wisely catches it about 5 yards deep in the end zone, takes the knee. Atlanta will start at the 25-yard line. If you just joined us here for the 4th and final preseason game and you're looking at the scoreboard saying, what? How'd that happen? Well, here's how it happened, really, because the defense made a stop on the opening drive for the Miami Dolphins on 3rd and 4 to make it 4th and 1. The Dolphins went for it at midfield, had a completion of 21 yards, and after that, they haven't been stopped. Malik Williams is now in at tailback here for the Falcons on first down. The pass, that's not a drop. That was a bad pass by Kurt Bankert.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Bankert's not getting his feet set, not stepping into his throw, because we're seeing several of his passes now coming up short. He's not putting the ball out where it needs to be. It's behind his receiver. The last one led to an interception. He needs to calm his nerves and just let it fly.
One thing to look at, too, is how much pressure he's getting in his face. This offensive line has kind of given a lot. The Dolphins are really attacking his offensive line right now. Maybe he's got pressure in his face as well.
Yeah, be a good reason why he's not stepping into his throws, Chuck. Yeah, they certainly are struggling. They do have their hands full with this defensive line for the Dolphins. We've seen sacks, we've seen pressures, we've seen them playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage in the run game. Here we see a little split zone action. And Williams is seeing that defensive line getting washed down. He tries to bring it all the way back. That's a long way to go. They want to see you get vertical.
3rd down and 8. The Falcons in danger of going 3 and out yet again. Banker dumps it off to Malik Williams. He's got the first down, goes for the hurdle, completely clears his defender. Wow, how about that for athleticism? Just jumping over Jordan Lucas and picking up 16.
Oh, the rare air. I love it. Malik Williams getting vertical on him. I mean, that's incredible athleticism by that young man right there. Right over the top of Jordan Lucas. I mean, that'll humble you real quick. He said, dang it, I'm going to be on the highlight reel all night now. That's a big man getting up. 6'3", 215 out of Louisville, the undrafted free agent. Wow, getting the vets excited on the sidelines.
Untouched. Play action now. Banker comes up short on the throw to Devin Gray.
Underthrown again. We got to take another look at Malik Williams on this play. This is a kid who suffered a gruesome wrist injury last October. Folks didn't think he'd be back for the season. His arm got bent all the way back. Can he hand up blocks? Can he catch the rock? Can he do pass protection? Well, I'll tell you one thing he can do. My goodness.
I don't know if he's lefty or righty, but usually if you're a righty, you jump off your left foot. He just jumped off his right foot and got that high. Here he is.
Now, sometimes you see a spectacular play, give a boost of confidence to a young player. And now, I hadn't seen him hit a run like that all preseason. He had a little bit extra burst. There was not as much hesitation or tapping his toes that we've seen out of some of these younger backs. Now, he's hitting it and getting it. Let's see if Sarkisian keeps trying to feed the man. That was a heck of a call on the screen. Now we're running with him. Let's see if he keeps him in action here in the 3rd down. Banker might go to him as a safety net.
3rd and 5. Williams goes out in motion now, empty backfield. Banker to the far sideline, completes the pass to Christian Blake, but that is going to be short of the 1st down marker. We'll see if the Falcons will go for it when we come back. But the end of the 1st quarter, it was all Miami as they lead 21-0 over the Falcons. We'll be back after this short timeout. Quarter, 21 points put up in the 1st quarter by the Dolphins. And it's 4th and 1 here at the 48 of Miami. And the Falcons are going for it. They've got Malik Williams in there as well as the fullback, Jalston Fowler. Jaden Graham, the fullback, in motion. The toss to Williams, cuts it back. He slipped, and he's going to go down coming up shy. And a turnover on downs here. That was the 50-yard line that got him that time.
Turf monster, undefeated in this game. He had a crease. He went to hit it, and those cleats just couldn't hang with him. See how the defense responds here again. I mean, this is kind of like a sudden change. There it is. You're going to see just a little bit of a slip, not able to get that right foot under him, but he'd have had that 1st down easy.
I think it was the gray paint of the Falcon.
The Falcon is a beast now. I mean, top 10 in the league last year defense. And so, yes, that Falcon can tackle.
David Fales is now in at quarterback here for Miami. Jeremy Langford in at tailback on 1st down. They passed to Langford, and Langford stepped out of bounds at the 47 of Atlanta.
Seen a lot of yards from the Dolphins just on backs to the flat, and there's these linebackers who either, one, not seeing their back release, or 2, they're getting caught up in the wash. So you're seeing a receiver, a tight end release vertical, and it's creating a natural pick for the linebackers. These younger guys need to see that coming. They need to adapt to that and adjust like the vets would.
On 2nd down and 6, Fales comes near side, another completion, and Deontay Burton with a tackle, a pickup of 11.
Watch right up the gut here. Big John Cunningham. 5'11", 310 pounds. Get some pressure right there. Working on the center. Like the hands, like the rip. Yeah, that'll make you get rid of it quick. You get some help from these DBs back there, and now you're working with something.
Miami, though, moving the ball now at the 36-yard line. Fails. Again, another completion. This time to Isaiah Ford for 6.
Big John Cunningham out of Kent State. I mean, he was double teamed a lot. He's a solid run defender. He caused some problems with the offensive line with his sheer strength, right? And that's what we saw right there. He got up under that arm and then just walked that center back into the lap of the quarterback. This dude squatted 700 pounds last summer, so let's keep our eye on him. He's down there at the defensive tackle position.
I thought that's your warm-up. On 2nd and 5. Again, it's Ford. Again, it's a first down. As he is in the red zone now.
Now you're noticing we're not seeing any passes over the middle, are we? No crossers, no dig routes from the Dolphins. They're just hitting a back or a receiver.
Why is
out
that?
In the flat. They're running man-to-man, and these guys need to get on levels. You're seeing your nickel and your corner. They're on the same level. They're creating these natural picks, and the guys, Falcons, are running into each other. So look at the top of your screen. See how they're in the same level? The slot in the corner, you got one guy has to be up, one guy has to be back. If they cross, you're going to hit your teammate.
Fails to the end zone. That one nearly picked by Deontay Burton.
That's football one-on-one, and one of these vets or coach needs to see what's happening here. Guys, levels. You know, one guy has to be at 7 yards, another guy has to be at 9. You can't all be on the same level, or they're just going to keep picking you and dinking and dunking down the field.
And that's a ball right there that Burton really could have had.
Yeah, I mean, you have your receiver locked down, right? When you do that, now you can look back to the quarterback and try to make a play.
On 2nd and 10, the handoff to Langford. And this time they're able to contain him and thrown to the ground, this time by Emmanuel Smith. It'll be a loss of 1 on that play.
Emmanuel Smith up in there. Jonathan Celestin creating some havoc, shooting up in there, slowing the roll of the ball carrier. The defense swarming around a bit in the run game, but they need to seal up this pass game or Dolphins just going to keep having their way.
Right now for the Falcons, you're thinking, let's get them off the field, force a field goal. On 3rd and 11, fails, pressure, they set up the screen. Langford gets tripped up. He was down. The tackle is made by Emmanuel Smith, and he just saved a touchdown.
And it's that type of game, too, where the difference between a practice squad spot or not could be a shoestring. Emmanuel Smith right there, reaching out, getting a hand on the back's ankle. He did a great job of reading the screen, beat a blocker to get there, and got the guy on the ground. Nice play.
Fellas, as we watch this field goal, one thing to watch for is these guys making plays, individual plays as well. We know it's a team game. You want to win the ball game, but other guys like Cunningham and making plays when they can.
A 33-yard field goal attempt is good by Greg Joseph. That'll make it 24-0, but Emmanuel Smith, a couple of good plays for the Falcons on that drive, including this one. That may have been a touchdown saving shoestring tackle, but it's 24-0 Miami. Leading. And back to return is Justin Crawford. No chance. He's saying, dude, give me a shot. I'm back here. I want a chance. We'll take a look at our first quarter highlights presented by AT&T, and it's a lot of Dolphins.
It's a lot of Dolphin out there having their way with this defensive line of the Falcons, not able to stop the run game. We have the offense dropping passes. And then there you go, the missed tackles, name of the game, right? And when we talked about that, we made it one of our tools. But Malik Williams, highlight of the game by far, maybe of the week in preseason. That's a keeper there. He's going to remember that. We see how the vets get hype on the sideline for that.
Here is Malik Williams. Flag is thrown. Another flag is thrown. 2 flags on the play. Stephon Anthony says this one's going against the Falcons.
Holding. Offense. Number 80. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
He is correct as it goes against Troy Mangan.
That's Troy Mangan there, the rookie out of Ohio University. It's going to be the left of your screen there with the hold. You see, that's kind of what Gano did the last time as well. I mean, you see just you see these guys just really straining, right, to try to make a play, make a good block, and you just overextend yourself.
He made the tackle. It wasn't a missed tackle.
Screen.
A drop pass, though. A drop ball right there, this time by Lamar Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, Lamar Jordan's a converted quarterback. He's, out there trying to flash for somebody, maybe a different team in the league. This is a deep receiver core here, and you have your moment. That was it. You have Sarkisian dialing up a play for you, a screen to show what you can do, and you don't reel it in. That's been the tune we've been singing all preseason, and unfortunately it goes back to last season for Falcons starters as well. The drops continuing to haunt this offense and killing drives.
And again, just total confusion right now with the offense, with the play clock down to 3. Banker gets the snap off, pumps once, goes right back to Jordan, and Jordan makes the catch this time for 6.
A little bit more time for Banker to throw. The offensive line created a nice pocket there. That allowed the route to develop, and you get a positive play. Look what happens, but look at what we've seen.
No, look away.
That's tough on the bottom left of your screen there. That's ugly for Falcons fans sitting at home watching this offense sputter along here. Now we're sitting at a 3rd and real long. Send them deep.
3rd and 14.
4-man rush.
Banker forced out of the pocket, just dumps it off to his tight end, Jaden Graham. Gets 6 yards, a little bit more room for the punter, David Marvin. I tell you what, the one positive that I've seen so far is just being here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium with the roof open. It's awesome.
Yeah, this is gorgeous. Totally transforms the game day experience, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Man, makes you wish you were a player again. Be able to play under the stars and the sun here once the regular season gets rolling. It's good stuff.
Drew Morgan from the 25. On special teams, guys can make name for themselves. And there with the special teams tackle at their 46-yard punt is Josh Harris. Josh Harris. He's also the one who just made the tackle on special teams.
I see you out there, kid. You know what? He's playing angry, and he's angry because they brought in a kicker so Matt Bryant didn't have to play. Bosher doesn't have to punt. Hey, coach, what about me? I still have to snap? Okay, watch this.
Uh-oh, here comes the pressure. And a flag is thrown here. It was Garrison Smith on David Fales.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 93, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
This is, man, as a former defensive player in the league, I hate to see this. Top of your screen, look at this.
I'm in agreement with you.
I mean, you see this happen. What, he landed on him?
I don't know how you stop. How do you stop?
That's I don't know.
Like how
Hey.
if you're in the act of making the tackle and he gets rid of it, how do you physically stop yourself?
And he even looked like he tried not to land on him. Garrison Smith, you keep doing you. Keep getting back there in the backfield. Do it again, baby.
A lot of times as a quarterback, I don't agree with the hit, but that was pretty soft there. I don't know why they called that.
You know what it is, and it's one of my pet peeves.
Too. He got in the backfield again.
Good job by this defensive line who was getting eaten alive earlier. A loss of 2 on this one.
Yeah.
Garrison Smith. But guys, to me, I feel like the officials, not just in football, but really in basketball, they make calls based on reactions as opposed to making the calls based on what actually happens.
Right.
So you saw David Fales go to the ground hard, and you thought, oh, it's got to be, roughing the passer. But it wasn't.
No, that was a heck of a play by Garrison Smith. 2 plays in a row. Look at him now walking the lineman back into the quarterback's lap.
And all of a sudden, this Falcons defense has woken up.
They have. Yeah, and you got to start fast, right? Any football game, and the Falcons in the regular season, they're going to Philly. You got to start fast. They find themselves in a big hole here, but now we're seeing they're just playing their game. They're simple. They're one assignment that Marquand Manuel's assigning to them, and they're hitting it with full speed. We're seeing them fly around a bit and swarm a bit like we see the starting defense do. So, yeah, really picking it up. Big 3rd down here. Got to get off the field.
3rd down and 6 here for Miami. Fails. He completes the pass on third down for the first down. And a player is down here for Atlanta. It is Bleedy Ray Wilson. Bleedy Ray Wilson, sixth-year player out of Connecticut. He's just made a gesture towards that left shoulder.
Yeah, it was kind of awkward. He was out there and playing in the zone. It looked like he's getting back into his third coverage. He sees that it's a short route there, and he comes up and maybe that right arm, the elbow, jamming his shoulder back up in. You know, been there before, and that's not a good feeling. It's usually a real sharp pain. But you see him there looking in the backfield. It's kind of a double move, and another big third down conversion there for the Dolphins, and that's a vet, Bleedy Ray Wilson, down there on the field now. He's one of those guys that's really fighting to prove his worth tonight, and he's thinking about his future here as he's walking off the field.
24-0, Miami leading here in the first half. Justin Kutcher alongside Coy Wire and DJ Shockley from Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta. The final preseason game of the season. And Falcons fans score a touchdown with low tire prices at Kaufman Tire, the official tire retailer of the Atlanta Falcons. Visit KaufmanTire.com to find a store near you. Falcons fans are hoping for a touchdown of their own here. They've had just 2 touchdowns the entire preseason so far.
Should be a run to our left here. We'll see what the Dolphins bring.
It's Langford in the backfield. David Fales under center.
There it goes.
As Coy Wire called it. Langford now gets gang tackled right around the 40-yard line. Picks up 5. The first one there is Emmanuel Smith.
Falcons doing a bit better there in the trenches against the run. They were getting washed by a lot, not getting a lot of movement. But we're seeing guys hold contain. They're getting aligned. Remember earlier in the game we had a corner who was lined up on the wrong side of the field, and they ran the ball out around the edge, out the gate. So they're correcting a lot of the correctables, if you will, that were haunting them early in the game, and now they're starting to settle down a bit.
Second down and 6. It's Langford again, starting and stopping. And Langford will come up 1 yard shy of the first down marker. It's going to be 3rd and 1. Emmanuel Smith with a tackle again. Well, Coy, let's talk about this, and Shock, you can join us as well. Topics of conversation coming into this preseason. The D-line, who steps up here on 3rd and 1. The D-line just stepped up as the player was down, the official says. But it was who steps up on the D-line, red zone efficiency, and drop balls. So as we are now in this final preseason game, your assessment, where are they?
Well, after last week, you know, we saw some big runs out of Corey Grant, out of Leonard Fournette against the starters. You know, you didn't have Deion Jones out there. You didn't have Rico Allen. So there's the center of your defense. And yes, you had that working, but you had guys stepping in who know how to play the game, and you're not really feeling great about your depth there at defensive line or at linebacker right now. So there's that. And then offense, I mean, red zone, you're playing against a tough defense in the Jags. Yes. But you get down there and you had, you know, guys dropping passes again. They're 0 for 5 on 3rd down. Just very unsettling, right? You want to be sharp coming out of that 3rd preseason game if you're a starter in all phases of the game. And that's not the case, but as I said last week, it could have been the best thing that ever happened to this team. Sometimes when you get smacked in the face and you get beat around a little bit, it wakes you up. It's a slice of humble pie. You go back to the drawing board and get your mind right before the time when it really counts and really matters.
This will be a 53-yard field goal attempt by Jason Sanders. Sanders from 53 trying to bend it in, doesn't have the distance.
I think Zimmer got a hand
and comes up short.
I think Big Justin Zimmer got a paw on it. I see you, big dog.
He's got a good first name. He should. Keith Armstrong in charge of the special teams, which is such a vital part of this Falcons team, of any team, and such a vital part of this 4th game, where the guys could make the team or not make the team. On first down. Play action, trying to set up the screen, and that ball is batted down at the line of scrimmage by Cameron Malveaux. But let's go down to the sideline and check in with DJ Shockley, who's got a special guest.
Yes, this special guest is my man Vic Beasley, fourth year. Vic, coming into this season, what's your preparation been like to get ready for your fourth year in the National Football League?
Man, honestly, just working extremely hard, preparing myself very well, taking coaching and just learning from my past experiences.
Now you're moving back to a position where you want to be is rushing the passer. You've had to play linebacker last season. How do you feel going back to being able to rush the passer and get after guys like me and you want to tackle and hit?
Man, I feel good, man. I'm open to whatever the coach have me play, whether it's linebacker or defensive end. I feel like I'm good in each position, but I feel like coach thinks my best asset is rushing the passes.
So Clemson, Georgia, is there a chance that Clemson plays Georgia this season, and who wins? Truthfully, Vic.
Honestly, I don't think there's a chance. I think it'll be Clemson, Alabama. I don't think Georgia.
So Georgia not even going to make it?
Nah, I don't think Georgia's going to make it. But no? I don't think they're going to make it that far.
All right, man. Big, appreciate it, man. Stay healthy, man. Appreciate you joining us.
Love it.
Oh, Shockley.
Wide open wide receivers, Christian Blake, but the throw was behind him by Bankert. And this offense is stagnant again.
Yeah, I'm not even going to put that one on Blake as a drop.
No.
I mean, he got a hand on it, but man, Bankert again behind his receiver. He's not putting it out there, and there was no one in the middle of the field again. Can go ahead and lead him.
But by the way, did you see Beasley's face when Clemson was mentioned and Shock said Georgia?
Oh, he lit
the
up.
Smile right away.
I wish I could have seen Shock's face when he said they weren't even going to be in the picture.
I couldn't believe it.
Well, believe it. That's what he said. You're going to hold him to it all year long. Well, it's time for Winning in the Trenches, presented by Georgia Power. Let's check out Falcons left tackle Jake Matthews signed that big contract extension at the start of camp. A third-generation NFLer. His grandfather, Clay Matthews, played for the 49ers. His father, Bruce, Hall of Fame offensive lineman. His cousin is Clay Matthews the third. And, in college, he protected Johnny Manziel, the Heisman Trophy winner, and then he was the first-round pick in 2014 of the Atlanta Falcons.
He's what they call a breeder. Fourth member of his family selected in the first round, seventh to play in the league. Incredible.
A wide-open running back, Jeremy Langford, on that swing route, the wheel route, and fails, missed him.
Hey, they just cannot figure out, these linebackers, that they're going to run a back to the flat. With a receiver coming at you, there's going to be action. You see, levels, understand, look to where your threats are. Know that they've been hitting you with it all game long. There's going to be traffic. You got to either go under it or over top of it. You can't try to go through it.
Fails under center on second down and 10. Langford takes the handoff.
Nice play.
And there are a couple flags thrown. Emmanuel Smith with a tackle. A 4-yard pickup, but most likely coming back.
Holding. Offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
It's against Eric Smith. I like how Eric asked the referee, Ronald Torbert. 72, you said? Me? Yeah, 72. Okay, just checking.
Defensive line getting some more push, more pressure. Tuatoy Mariner there was the one on the edge, and also Justin Zimmer there being relentless in his pursuit to the ball. He got in on the tackle there at the end of the play from his defensive tackle position all the way out there near the sideline.
Second down and 20. The screen pass for Langford. And this time a good tackle is made. Combining on it was Cunningham and Marcellus Branch.
Yeah. Big John Cunningham. I like that pursuit there from the big man. I mean, this is the guy we're talking about earlier in the game. That squatted 700 pounds last summer at Kent State at his pro day. He led the group in the bench press too, putting up 225 25 times. Dad played at Toledo, has some.
On third and 20, Fales throws this one out of bounds, so the defense does the job.
Now, let's go back to that last play. You talk about John Cunningham running it down from the inside. Give Marcellus Branch, number 38, the corner on that particular play for pushing it back inside, taking on one of those big linemen and forcing it back inside to John Cunningham. Those are the plays that the coaches look at when they talk about guys who have a possibility of making this team.
Teamwork, dream work. Like it, Shock.
Trying to be part of the brotherhood. Reggie Davis, the fair catch is made at the 31-yard line after a 53-yard punt. Well, 1 week from tonight, that is the NFL opener in Philadelphia, as these Falcons will take on the Super Bowl champions. They have not named their starting quarterback. Is it Nick Foles? Is it Carson Wentz? If I had to put money on it, I'd say it's Nick Foles, but that's just me. But regardless, you will see the first-team offense, the first-team defense for both teams out there on Thursday night, a week from tonight. And, Coy, you said last week that you think this Falcons team has a chance to have a historic offensive year.
Yeah, if they're operating on all cylinders, they're not dropping passes, and they have all the tools there. They have the depth. They're more experienced, more talented than they were 2 years ago when they put up the 7th best offense of all time. They have that kind of talent. So if they can give Matt Ryan some time and keep that ball moving, you know, Julio and Devontae Freeman, they should be fresh, right? We haven't seen them all preseason. Yeah. Let's hope they're sharp. But look out. I mean, this Philly team's going to be tough, though. I mean, they have shocked the world last year, winning their first ever Super Bowl with Foles under center. And they showed that they had one of the deepest rosters in the league, and they had some wicked good veteran talent as well. They're going to be even better, potentially.
A handoff here to Malik Williams. He gets to 3rd and 8 coming up with under 4 to play here in this first half. Just to let you know, we'll be joined by both Arthur and Angie Blank in the 3rd quarter. We'll be talking a lot about this Falcons team coming into this season. We'll be talking about Mothers Against Drunk Driving with Angie, and what it's going to be like to host Super Bowl 53 here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That's all coming up in the 3rd quarter, as this pass over the middle is incomplete to Dantes Bird, throwing into double coverage.
Offense just unable to keep the ball moving down the field. A lot of 4-man rushes out there. They're not sending blitzes or anything, and Banker's unable to find any open receivers, or if he does, he's not on the money with it, not looking sharp.
David Marvin on to punt. Drew Morgan asked to retreat. Morgan.
Nice play.
Tackled by Ryan Neal there on special teams. A 47-yard punt. Super Bowl 53 will be here in Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The countdown is on. 156 days, 22 hours, 6 minutes. And now it's officially 6 minutes. Well, now it's less.
My goodness, what a great gift for the city of Atlanta. The team has just been continuing to build and grow, and you feel something special happening. And 2 years ago, so close. And man, to be the first team ever to be able to play in a Super Bowl in your home city would be phenomenal. And could you imagine the parade afterwards?
Oh.
Could you imagine?
Pressure coming off the edge. Fales gets rid of it, completes it to Isaiah Ford. And Ford has another first down as he takes it up to the 36-yard line, gets 13.
Yeah, the team, Atlanta, over the past few years, I mean, it's really been incredible to watch the support grow for this team. You had 60,000 fans come out to practice here in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That's phenomenal. They're really starting to rally around what Dan Quinn has been building.
Good coverage this time. Right there on it was Marcellus Branch.
And fellas, you know what makes it so great? Winning. And when you win, fans want to come out. They will support you. And you got a lot of big-time superstars on this team. make a lot of plays. It's exciting to watch, and you got this beautiful building to play in. This is a team that's on the rise and continue to get better each and every year.
Fails across the middle, incomplete, no flags on the play. Chris Lammons there on the coverage.
Yeah, Atlanta's defense doing a great job right now with their corners and their safeties in man-to-man coverage. We're seeing Miami start to attack the middle of the field now, right? Earlier it was a lot of backs in the flat and receivers, you know, slot receivers to the flat. Now they're trying to get those big chunks up the middle, and the Falcons defenders, defensive backs specifically, outstanding in man-to-man coverage.
3rd and 10. Pressure coming. Fails, gets out of the pocket. Fails is going to run for it, and he's got the first down as he slides. And luckily, jumping over him and out of the way was Marcellus Branch.
Was coming to get it. He was on Atlanta's practice squad last year. He's 5'11", 180, but he was bringing every ounce of it on that.
Coy, tell me this. Why do guys get so excited to hit quarterbacks? I don't get it.
Because you're so pretty.
Because you wear a different color jersey during practice.
You get all the girls. Look at your guns down there on the sideline. Let's show that when we come back from the break.
2-minute warning here in the first half.
So good.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. Marquand Manuel coaching up his defense, who, despite giving up 24 points in this first half, has looked better of late. It's 1st and 10 for Miami at their own 49-yard line. Brendan Ratcliffe is in at tailback. Fails across the middle. And there for the tackles, Emmanuel Smith. And they say the ball has come loose. It's picked up by Bleedy Ray Wilson, and they say it is going to be Falcons football.
Marquand Manuel was just in there telling them, get the ball out, attack the football.
That was Chris Lammons who picked it up.
Yeah, and I think he actually may have been the one who stripped it as well. Look at this. Sees it, pop, pulls it out. Yes, it was. That's an incredible play by Chris Lammons there, the undrafted free agent rookie out of South Carolina. Before the game, Keanu Neal was on the sideline, smacking him on the shoulder pads, getting him hype. Well, maybe it worked. The young fella right there with an outstanding heads-up play. That's exactly the type of thing. You see he's keeping that football, too. Didn't even take his helmet off yet. Put that in my locker.
Okay, so now here we go. You get the turnover. You get great starting field position at the 46. This play is obviously under review, as every turnover is. But if it stands, if it's confirmed, there's 1:51 to go.
The ruling on the previous play of an interception will be reviewed.
We'll check to see if the receiver's knee was on the ground when the ball actually was stripped out. That's probably what they're going to be checking here. We'll see. Watch that left knee, maybe an elbow, knee down. Was the ball coming out already?
Right.
That's going to be the issue. Remember, they ruled it as a fumble on the field, so it's going to be more difficult for them to overturn it. It has to be without a doubt that, oh no, that ball wasn't coming out. And I don't know if there's enough there to say that it wasn't already coming out. So here it is, different angle. Might be able to see knee down, and then he already had a hand on the ball. We saw that from the other angle. I don't know. This is the one we want to check. Will they have enough to say it wasn't coming out already?
I think it's coming out.
It looks like it's moving. So, again, they have to, because they called it as a fumble on the field, they have to prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that it was not. I don't know that they can. For the Falcons' sake, we hope. We'll see what the officials say.
And again, if it's confirmed, it means that it is in fact a fumble. If it stands, it means the call on the field is what they have to go by, because they don't have evidence to overturn it.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands as called. It's Atlanta's ball, 1st and 10.
Lammons can keep the football. It's a keeper, folks. Heck of a play there by that young man.
And what you do is you write down the play stood.
That's right.
All right, so now you got 1:51 to go. You start at the 46-yard line, 3 timeouts remaining. And this is a chance for the Falcons to get something positive going.
Yeah.
You have to take advantage of it.
In the regular season, Sark might take a shot here, as most offenses would, but now we're in the preseason, right? We want to see what players can do. You know, can Crawford run a draw? You know, that's what he wants to see. And there's been, you know, watching some of these games this year, why did they do this? Why didn't they do that? Well, remember, they're trying to get specific guys specific looks.
This time it's Crawford out of the backfield. Makes the catch, goes down at the 49 of Miami.
As an offensive guy, usually in these situations, you do like to take a shot, but also screen or draw is usually the first play because you just want to get a positive yardage play on that first drive.
And you got to figure this is 4-down territory right now. Although taking a sack is the exact opposite of what you want. A loss of 6 as Bankert gets sacked by Quincy Redmond.
That's Matt Gano's second of the game that he's given up that comes to mind now at the bottom left of your screen there, and it's just a speed rush. That's how he got beat the first time as well. And you want to see him kick back on that. He's like he's sitting like he's afraid of a bull rush or he's afraid of an inside move, and he's not getting that set that you want to see, that kick. Giving up the edge. Too easy.
What's amazing is that was going to be 2-down territory. You're going to go for it on 4th down if you do anything but take a sack right there.
Yeah, and I mean, there was no, I mean, you can't put that on Bankert, right? I mean, he's back there in fewer than 2 seconds. He's already got someone on him. It's a 4-man rush. He's not thinking he's going to be pressured.
Julio Jones and Dan Quinn talking.
He's saying, put me in, coach. I think we might have a shot at a comeback. I'll grab my helmet. I don't know what would Julio be talking to Coach Quinn about right there, Shot?
Maybe what time can I leave?
A muff punt here on the ground. Let's see who recovers. They say the Falcons have recovered the muff punt by Drew Morgan at the 20-yard line. Maybe that's what Julio Jones was saying.
Who's coming up with it? Who else is taking a souvenir football home tonight? Who's at the bottom of that pile? Keith Armstrong's units had one game, the cover units, that didn't look sharp. Other than that, solid, as his special teams usually are. Some of these younger guys still trying to get the hang of it. Is it?
Well, they say it's Falcons ball. Even though ultimately somebody from the Dolphins had it when they came out of the scrum.
Here's a good look at it. This is Terrence McGee right in the face, waiting on it. He sees that ball on the ground, drops on it. And that's what the officials saw. They say he has it, maybe on the way up. Someone stripped it from him, but it sure does. Oh, it popped out there. Hurry up, snap the ball.
Bankert on 1st down to the end zone, incomplete. Reggie Davis, the intended receiver.
This guy is Reggie Davis. This is 2 times now where he's had an opportunity to make a play. That one just off the end of his fingertips there. He's got all that speed. He had the defender beat, and it's just off his fingertips. I'm wondering if he saw that middle of the field safety there. Man, that was almost an incredible play.
Now 2nd down and 10. Bankert forced out of the pocket. Bankert's going to throw this one away. A wise decision. 3rd and 10 coming up, and this is not technically a red zone because you're at the 21-yard line, but for all intents and purposes, it is a red zone opportunity, especially trying to capitalize off the muff punt.
And you can see 2 back-to-back series. You got a chance to take a shot. The first time they ran the draw, the second time they took the shot, and you not really convert on it. It leads to now a 3rd and long. Got to come up with a big play, but I think it goes back to what you talked about, Justin. This is 4-down territory.
Yeah, 3rd and 10, 43 seconds, got 3 timeouts. You got a lot of plays left.
Bankert able to hit Gray. Gray picks up the 1st down inside the 10-yard line, gets 13. And now the timeout is called here by the Falcons.
Seeing some good plays here starting to develop. Some guys stepping up, and Bankert here, watch his creativity here. Step up, find his open receiver down the field, buy himself some time. And like my former teammate Todd McClure, how about it, DJ Shockley? You used to say there ain't no momentum like momentum. You get some positive plays, and all of a sudden you start to feel, hey, let's get one here before the half, put some points on the board, and kind of reset. start it all again.
Does that look kind of eerie, similar to what Matt Ryan did in the second preseason game? Climbed up, found Austin Hooper, and now you're off. Same thing by Benkert there. Maybe that's the momentum you need. You got 31 seconds, still a couple timeouts. Plenty of time right here to do whatever you want with the football.
Yeah.
It'll be 1st and goal from the 8. And Shock, I know as a quarterback, you had to like what you saw right there by Benkert while he was moving around in the pocket, dancing. He never took his eyes off downfield. He always had his eyes on the receivers. Little shovel out to Williams. Williams cuts it. Williams still on his feet, reaches, touchdown. Malik Williams from 8 yards out. He had the highlight reel hurdle earlier in this half, and now he has the 8-yard touchdown run, and that was a good, hard run.
Right to your screen, Austin Pastor with the pull and the kick-out block, and Malik Williams stick that foot in the ground, gets vertical, and then make 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys miss. That is effort. Coaches will remember that. He's going to fall asleep with a smile on his face tonight. Heck of a run by Williams.
Coy, you talking about momentum? That was want to right there.
Yeah. Where are you, Todd McClure? Ain't no momentum like momentum.
Giorgio Tavecchio. The extra point is good. The first rushing touchdown of the preseason for the Falcons.
Hey, Dante Freeman, what do you think of Malik Williams out there? Looking like you out there. Watch him stick the foot in the ground and get vertical. Go, go, go. I love this. I mean, he had a whole sea of Dolphins around him, but they were sounding like Dolphins. Can't tackle him.
Do you speak Dolphin?
That's a way to finish a half that was an ugly, ugly half. Put a little bit of pretty on the end of it.
You know what? This reminds me a little bit of preseason game number 2 against the Chiefs, where it was the Falcons who were dominant in that first half. Then the 69-yard pass that led to a touchdown that was a touchdown for the Chiefs, and the Chiefs came back to win that game in the second half.
Yeah.
The Dolphins have been dominant in this first half. Now a late touchdown here by Atlanta. And all of a sudden, maybe momentum's on their side, and they turn it around for the second half.
Guys, I tell you how much it means. I'm standing down here about the 20-yard line. When they tossed it, Coach Quinn ended up about the 15 to 10-yard line trying to root his guys on. It means a lot to him, trust me.
This will be a touchback here as Miami will start at the 25-yard line. Last year, 3 teams from the NFC South made the playoffs. So this division is obviously very, very difficult. New Orleans, they just made a trade for a backup quarterback in Teddy Bridgewater. That was a very, very good move by the Saints.
Yeah, they think they have a Super Bowl roster. If something happens to Drew Brees, they have a willing and able backup to come in. They're going to be tough. Look, you mentioned the 3 teams going to the playoffs last year. No other division sent 3 teams to the playoffs last year. It's the best division in football. So much offensive firepower. No division has better QBs than the NFC South either.
Well, the score is 24-7 here at the half as Miami takes a knee to close this first half out. But momentum now has shifted towards the Falcons as we go towards halftime. Don't forget to stick around here for halftime. We'll have highlights and lots of fun here from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Atlanta Falcons preseason football is sponsored in part by the Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. By the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. And by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing. It is a beautiful night here in Atlanta as we are back inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. 24-7, Miami leading Atlanta as we have the Equifax sideline report. Let's go down to DJ Shockley.
I had a chance to talk to Coach Quinn as he came out. He talked about he was excited how they finished that half. Not a lot of things went well, but he said he's excited how they finished. But offensively, he wants to see more explosive plays by his offense. They get the ball, they want to see the opportunities go after it. And defensively, he wants them to tackle. He stressed we must tackle in space. If not, the score can be a little bit higher. But he wants them to finish and continue this game and go hard for the rest of the game.
All right, sounds good. It's really honestly, Coy, what we were talking about entering this game, right? As what Coach Quinn wants to see, that's what he wants to see now for the final half of this preseason. Before the team heads to Philadelphia next Thursday, a week from today, to open up this 2018 campaign. Back to return the kick is Dantes Bird. And he will not get a chance to, as he will take a knee in the end zone, as we are joined up here in the booth now by the owners of the Atlanta Falcons, Arthur and Angie Blank. It's great to have you guys up here. Always love this.
Thank you.
Coy, how are you, buddy? Nice to see you.
First of all, I have to say this. Happy one-year anniversary. I mean, this is essentially 1 year since this stadium opened up.
Yeah, and the roof is open
And
tonight.
the roof is open.
Yeah,
this is so cool.
It is absolutely very, very cool. It's been an incredible year, given everything we've hosted here, all the soccer events, all the Falcon games, having the College National Championship here last year, looking forward to Super Bowl in February and the Final Four next year. So this building has been spectacular, and we're thrilled that the roof works properly now, as quickly as it should. Opens in 8 minutes, closes in 7 minutes, and it's great for our fans.
You mentioned the Super Bowl. You mentioned the championship game last year. When it comes to the Super Bowl, what is that going to mean for this city, where we're seeing this team just rally the football fans here?
Well, I think it's great for Atlanta. I couldn't be more excited for Atlanta, for state, and really for the NFL. We're going to do a great job in hosting the game. The whole city will. Atlanta has an incredible. We have an incredible facility here, but the whole downtown with the aquarium here, the largest in the country, the National Human Civil Rights Museum, the College Hall of Fame, the World of Coke. The list goes on and on. So it's a great place for fans to come and enjoy not only the Super Bowl game itself, but a great opportunity to enjoy all of downtown Atlanta.
We talked about, earlier in the broadcast about the excitement of having the game here. First of all, could you imagine the parade in this city afterwards? It would be pretty special. But with the talent on this roster, Arthur, I mean, it might be your team playing it in the host city.
Coy, you never. I mean, we have a talented roster, and we, in my opinion, we have a more talented team this year than last year. Some of the younger players, a year older, have a little more seasoning now, et cetera, and the coach is strong as could be, and I think Thomas has done a great job along with the coach in drafting some really good talent. So I'm excited about the year. I'm excited about next Thursday. I'm not particularly excited about our preseason performance. But, as an owner now for going on to my 18th year, you realize that the preseason is primarily about team evaluation, player evaluation, and getting to the starting line in a healthy way. And the coach has done a really good job of doing that. I wish we had a little momentum going into the first game. But
what do you feel, though, having built successful businesses, organizations, when you have to start out a really steep uphill climb, the defending Super Bowl champs, how are you feeling about that?
Well, I actually feel, I feel it's a really great challenge for us. They had a great team last year. We came within a hair of beating them and going on to the next level ourselves, but we didn't. And they got better, and I'm not sure their starting quarterback's going to play. But as I tell my youngest son, Nick Foles brought him to the Super Bowl last year, so we can't. I mean, he's a competitive player, and he's a good player, and they have a great defense and they have a great offense. So we'll have to play well. But our ones and twos generally during the preseason have played fairly well. Our offense probably needs to turn it up a notch or two, but we have all the talent in the world on offense. Starting with a quarterback, but it goes throughout that whole roster. We have playmakers, and so I'm confident once the real bell rings that we're going to be there. So
I think Arthur's done TV before because he just teased us to get to Angie. He mentioned your younger son.
Yeah.
And Angie, you're very heavily involved in MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Yes.
And we got a chance to talk about it last year. The walk, the race, it's coming up again. What can you tell us about it for this year?
Yes, we're really excited. This is going to be the 10th annual Walk Like Mad. Our third year that the Falcons have been involved with it. Now that we've brought on Atlanta United and Mercedes-Benz Stadium, we've grown it exponentially. So we're really excited to continue to grow it this year. It's going to be September 15th, actually, September 15th at 7:30 in the morning. You can register at atlantatrackclub.org. Obviously, Atlanta Track Club is producing the race, and they do an awesome job. They put the Peachtree Road Race on every year. So you know it's going to be a first-class race.
Let me brag for 1 second, if I can, just about my wife. This is a great cause, Mad. Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and it's a national organization. The walk race that Angie and others have put on in Atlanta for MAD has been the most successful walk race they have in the United States, and has been the biggest fundraiser that they've had. So Atlanta, like everything else we do it well. We'll do the Super Bowl great. We'll do this race walk great, and we've done it great in the past. So tip my hat to my wife and others who've worked hard on this. It's something we're proud of. Great organization, great cause, great need. But they do an incredible job of it.
Again, that race is September 15th.
Yeah.
7:30 a.m. Atlanta Track Club.
I don't know how you changed it that quickly,
I
Angie.
just went into my computer.
We got it right now.
Yeah.
It's the magic of TV. But Angie, I have to ask you, 28 people every day die from drunk driving. MAD, they service victims every 3 seconds. Think about that. That's an incredible amount of work. But why is this important to you? What motivates you?
Well, both my children's father and my father both passed away at an early age from drunk driving. From alcoholism. And then one of my best friends who I co-chair the race with, her son passed away, Amy Sands, from a drunk and drug driver. He was the passenger. So it just means a lot to me to get the message out there, to use MAD's platform in front of thousands of people at the race to be able to share this
Get out
message.
there, bring some positive energy to create positive change where it's greatly needed.
Right.
What's that day like? Tell us when we get out there.
Well, it's very exciting, and we want to make sure that the mission is the main purpose of the day. There are a lot of families who have victim teams out there. We want to celebrate their lives and make that the most important part of the day. But the exciting point about this year is that it's going to be one of the first activations for Home Depot Backyard. So we're going to have, after the race, there will be live music, there will be food trucks and inflatables, so there's something for the whole entire family.
Sounds like a party with a purpose.
And it is, and all the food and beverage pricing outside the stadium is the same as inside the stadium. So it's going to be great activities, a great cause, and you're going to just have an incredible time. So I would encourage everybody to turn out. And you don't have to be a runner. You can be a walker.
Turn out.
Coy, they said food.
They said turn out.
I'm in.
And turn up. Clearly. We're going to have food, drinks.
Music,
maybe Arthur will be dancing again.
I got a little ways to go before the dancing starts.
Stretch your hands.
And there's a 50-meter race for kids 6 and under. There's a 1-mile race and a 5K. So you can walk or run, like Arthur said. But there's different options.
Yeah.
I love that. One more time, remind people back home who want to help. Maybe they can't make it to the race that day. How can they help?
Well, there's different volunteer opportunities. You can visit the website for MAD Georgia. So there's lots of different opportunities inside the stadium on game days for Atlanta United or for the Falcons to sign up at designated driver booths. Like you were saying, 28 deaths per day. There's also Georgia, unfortunately, is the 4th highest ranked drunk driver fatalities in the United States, and we need to get tougher policies, tougher laws to protect our citizens on the roadways every day.
Well, it's awesome what you all are doing and using this Falcons to push this positive change that is happening. AtlantaTrackClub.org, September 15th, 7:30. It's going to be a party with a purpose.
Right, exactly.
Really looking forward to that.
Certainly looking forward to that. Absolutely great job with that, Angie. We appreciate you letting us all know about that. Can't wait to see what the turnout is like this year, building on from last year as the Falcons are trying to move the ball down the field here. Again, we're talking with Arthur and Angie Blank. And Arthur, we want to keep on talking about football. And Coy had kind of mentioned it, and you brought it up before, but this offseason and even preseason, a lot of guys were signed to either contract extensions or new contracts. There's continuity now with this organization.
Right.
How important is that for not just you, but for the team and for the fans?
I think it's critical, and it really starts with the top. It was interesting. In my second year of ownership in 2002, I was transitioning into the football world from the business world, and we did this study and figured out, what are the teams that what's the common characteristic of teams that are every year in the discussion, in August and September about playoff opportunities. And one of the things we found consistently is that they held on to their coaches and general managers, and there was that partnership, there was a collaboration, that cohesion. which we have now. Thomas is going on his 11th year, and Coach is going on his third or fourth year, I guess, and they'll both extend it through 2022. So, you know, we have that at the top, and obviously there's great ownership of the players that are drafted, the players that are free agent, the players that we develop, et cetera. So they see the team the same way. They look at talent the same way. I mean, it doesn't mean they always agree. Sometimes they don't, but even when they don't, they are respectful of each other. So I'm happy about that, and that feeds down through the roster, starting with our quarterback and Julio and, you know, Devontae, and goes through the entire roster, front for offense and defense both.
Fourth down coming up here. We're going to keep the blanks with us here to talk some more about this Falcons team, the Falcons season, as a punt is here for Atlanta. And we're going to talk more about what we expect to see from Atlanta when we come back. Don't go anywhere. Arthur and Angie Blank joining us here in the booth here on preseason game number 4. Third quarter, 8:41 to go, 24-7. The Falcons trail the Dolphins in the final preseason game of 2018. The regular season begins a week from tonight in Philadelphia against the defending Super Bowl champions. Of course, this stadium in this city will host Super Bowl 53 in February. And we are joined up here in the broadcast booth with the owners of the Falcons, Arthur and Angie Blank. And Arthur, you were saying how this is now your 18th season as the owner of the Falcons, and you talked about what you've learned going from business to football. But I've seen you with Thomas, and I've seen you down the field talking a lot of football.
Yeah.
When did you become a football fan? What turned you on growing up in New York?
Well, I played football in high school. I went to Peter Stuyvesant High School, and I was young, skinny.
What position?
Didn't have. I played, believe it or not, I played cornerback, and I played some defensive end, which way, and receiver. But I didn't have a lot of regard for my body, so I was willing to throw it around and what have you. And I was on a really good team. The team played at a very high level. Unfortunately, my junior year, my first knee incident took place, and I hurt my back, and so that was the end of my career. But I love the game, both collegially and in the NFL, and it's been great fun. And when I retired from HD in 2001, I felt like I had an opportunity with the Smith family that was going through a transition, and I could kind of sit on the sidelines and complain about the team for the next 50 years to try to buy it and fix it. So, and I didn't realize at that time, Commissioner Taggart, who told me at the closing, that you realize Atlanta's never had back-to-back winning seasons. So Paul was always the smartest guy in the room. I said, Paul, that can't be correct. So I went back and I checked it. It turned out he's right. So we've obviously broken that a number of times, and we're thrilled to really be stewards of the team for Atlanta and for these great fans that are here, and for the organization that we have. So it's great opportunity.
Now a perennial powerhouse. No more of this back-to-back winning seasons, right? So, I mean, do you have fun now in your 18th year? Are you able to enjoy?
Yeah, I mean, well, like every fan, I enjoy it, probably 10 times as much when we lose. I suffer like every fan does, and like all of our players do, and the whole organization does. But, the wins are incredible. You feel the lift in the city. You feel the lift in the organization. You feel lifted at home. You feel lifted with our children. Our dogs act differently. Everybody acts differently.
We're going to make you suffer through this break, though.
Yeah,
and we're going to ask him how he celebrates after a win.
Thank you.
We'll be back right after this.
Yeah.
Back here, 7:10 to go in the third quarter, 24-7. Miami leading Atlanta. Kurt Bankert still in that quarterback here for the Falcons. We're still joined up here in the booth by Arthur and Angie Blank. Here on first down, the toss. A nice spin move by Terrence McGee, and McGee a good run there on first down. We heard earlier from Arthur about how he fell in love with football, but what we also learned during the break is that Angie was quite the basketball player, and I'm going to say you weren't a center, because that's like me. I'm guessing you were a good point guard.
I was a point guard. I won't go so far as to say a good one.
She was good. She was a good shooter, and she still plays against my 17-year-old, and she wins as often as he does.
No, I wouldn't say that either. Well. I started playing on a boys' team. There wasn't enough girls to make a team, so I played on a boys' team.
Yeah, I feel you can hold your own. I feel you're a bit of maybe good at trash talking too.
Yeah.
You look sweet on the outside.
Yes, I'll agree to that. Yeah. As a husband, I'll salute that one. Yeah.
Big college football fan as well.
Yes.
I like talking outside of what we always see from you. You know, you're in a booth or you're down there on the sideline, but you love the team, you love the city. What's this mean to you, to have Falcons Landing? You're going to have pep rallies all across the city this year, every Friday before the game. So, I mean, what does that mean to you to be able to give back and hang out with people of the city?
Well, to me, it's really the reason I get so much joy out of this, because I'm, by nature, I like to bring happiness to other people. That's what gives me the joy in my life, and whether it be through Home Depot in those years and now through the Atlanta Falcons or Atlanta United or our PGA business or our guest ranches in Montana or our foundation. It's all about being of service to others, understanding that, being there for them in any way that we possibly can, and looking for every opportunity that we can bring joy to their lives. So there's lots of reasons that people come to stadiums and arenas and other things of that nature, and I think one of the reasons is to get connected with everybody else in that sense of human connection, which I think is really, really important.
Falcons Friday kickoff rally presented by SunTrust. That's Friday, September 14th, 7:30 Atlantic Station. That'll be another party with a purpose.
Well, and the thing that Angie brought up earlier is really important, because this HD backyard, which we're doing, which is where the Georgia Dome was, that 11 acres, that could have been converted just to a regular parking facility, et cetera. So we'll do that during the 50-odd events we have during the year with Falcons and Atlanta United. But the other 250 days a year, we want that park to be activated for people in the community, for all the things that we were talking about before, for the food and for, athletics for young folks and for theater and music and dance and just all of those kinds of things. So it's going to be an active community park that will be open to everybody.
More people coming here to Mercedes-Benz Stadium
having
in
fun.
1 year. Over 3 million people. That's a quarter of what the famed Hollywood Walk of Fame gets. The world famous. That's incredible.
Hey, Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta is becoming world famous. Everybody will be watching. Cast is an officially recognized supporters club of the Atlanta Falcons, with the sole mission of making Mercedes-Benz Stadium the most intimidating place to play football. They are also a nonprofit charitable organization that gives back to the Atlanta community in a number of ways. The definition of a cast is a group of Falcons skillfully taking down their prey. For more information to become a member, visit atlcast.org.
I'm picturing basically a football version or a football Sunday version of what Atlanta United has with those troops of fans, and they have the megaphones and the parties, and they know how to do it right. So I like what I think we're going to see from that.
So I'm excited about
this season.
And you know what? To me, that almost feels like a college atmosphere, right? Getting that group together, and that's what the Southeast is so strong with their college football love. If you could bring that passion to professional football, oh my gosh.
And it's been building here around the team, around the organization, and Shock hit it earlier, and it's because why? They're winning, right? And giving something to cheer about and to be part of and to want to follow. I want to switch gears a bit. As a former player, and former players know that it's tough to transition back to being a non-athlete. What do you do after that? And that's the same with our military, right? When you transition out of getting back into the civilian life, that can be really tough. There's a lot of depression, and there's some haunting statistics out there. But Angie, you're doing a lot to help give back and to help support our military. Tell us about that.
Yes, so I joined a board here in Atlanta called the Warrior Alliance, and they focus on helping veterans transition back into civilian life. So I became really concerned when, our statistics being 20 suicides a day with our veterans. So the Warrior Alliance helps our veterans find financial help, recreational help, educational help, whatever they're needing to help transition their life, if they need to help find a job or whatever the need is. So we hosted a summit this summer at our West Creek Ranch, our nonprofit ranch that we host different summits at, and we had all the different partners come and just brainstorm different ways that we can reach out. We have 220,000 veterans living in Atlanta area and 700,000 over the state of Georgia. So we want to make it a place where Georgia is the place that veterans want to come to transition.
I love that. And we wanted to make it a point to get it out there, because sometimes a vet just needs to hear that there are people who want to help. And so it's a very important message to get out.
A lot of the work that was done at the conference at West Creek, which is our new ranch that primarily does nonprofit work, was connecting, doing a better job at connecting all of these agencies that in and of themselves do wonderful work, but they tend to operate too often in a silo. So it's to bridge all of those together, and I think it was very successful. I was able to attend a few of the sessions there, but Angie and others put on a great conference. I think it was very effective. So,
and we're also continuing across our businesses to try to bring in some of our associates. We have an associate-led committee called the it's Overwatch Fund, but the grants that they're able to give. But Brotherhood in Arms is the name of their committee, and it's some of our associates who are former military that are veterans, and they can sort out different nonprofits that they want to give money to as well.
What we do that with all of our businesses. So the ranch has their own associate-driven fund. The Falcons do. The soccer team does. Our PGA business does. But this was a new initiative in the military area where we have all of these veterans who work for us now, along with Angie and Steve Cannon, our CEO, West Point graduate, et cetera, who focus our efforts in the military area. So it's been very effective for us.
Not to mention Ben Garland, offensive guard, graduate of Air Force Academy, and you had three players. You had players go over just before the 4th of July on their own USO tour. The only team in the National Football League to do that, visiting active military bases in Iraq. It's incredible. We know Coach Dan Quinn and his Quinn Corps and all that he and his wife are doing to help give back to the military. So certainly something special, much needed, and you guys are taking advantage of that.
And even before the game and during the game, when you honor a military a vet during the game and you see everyone stand up, it always gives me goosebumps. And it's one of the coolest things that I see when I come to do a game, and we do games here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It's something that I think is truly great, and to take it to that next level, which you guys are doing, is a great cause. So
we do a lot of work with the TAPS program, which is usually at almost every game we have a TAPS family.
They were here tonight and we honored them. You had them on a broadcast. It was great.
It's pretty neat stuff. Again, we are joined up here in the booth by the owners of the Atlanta Falcons, Arthur and Angie Blank, and we appreciate all that you've done. And Arthur, again, we want to go back to football real quick before we let you guys go, as there's 2:07 to go here in this third quarter. Let's talk about the opening to this season.
Next Thursday night.
At Philadelphia. Then you've got Carolina here at home. It's not an easy stretch.
No, it's not an easy stretch. You have, 3 teams in a row that all could be Super Bowl contenders. And you learn this. That's one advantage of being an owner for 18 years. If you don't come prepared every Sunday and focused every Sunday, or in this case Thursday night, on who you're going to play, I mean, you can't afford to look ahead. Coy would tell you that as a player. As a player, it was always about who we're playing that day, what's going on in that series, what's going on that down, et cetera, et cetera. And the coach will tell you that. So we got to take it a game at a time. We're incredibly talented, incredibly serious about our work. We have great leadership in Coach Quinn and other coaches as well. And so we're well positioned, but that doesn't mean anything beginning of the season. Every fan in America in August and September feels they have a chance to get there, and every owner feels that way. I think we have probably more reason to feel better about our opportunities this year than a lot of other teams, but we have to go play the games.
We've talked about it. What you guys have a chance to do this year, go to the playoffs for the 3rd straight year. Only one other NFC team has done that this decade, and that's the Packers. I mean, that's what you have been able to build here with you and Thomas and Coach Quinn. That continuity, that consistency.
Well, that's when I started out 2001. I said my goal was, you have single game elimination, so Coy knows a lot of things can happen during the playoffs, and sometimes the better team will lose, et cetera. But the ball's not round, and it's has a weird shape and it bounces. So, but really, my goal was to build what I call a sustainably winning organization. So every year, when Justin and Coy or whoever across America is talking about who's a playoff team and who could be there in the end, you want to be in that mix. You want to be in that discussion. And I think Atlanta now has reached that point where we're going to be in that discussion for a long period of time. Not only because of the extension of Matt Ryan, but extension of our coach and our general manager and so many young talented players. The youth on the defensive side of the ball is incredible. The talent on the offensive side of the ball is incredible. So, I mean, we're well positioned for this year and I think years to come as well.
Well,
and I might say before, I don't want to ever get off the air without thanking our fans for their incredible support, both for the Falcons and I might say for Atlanta United as well.
Yeah, the support for both teams has been absolutely phenomenal, and I know all the Falcons fans cannot wait for the season to start on Thursday night. But Arthur and Angie, thank you so much for coming up here, joining us.
It's our pleasure. Thank you. Yeah.
Best of luck with the walk and the run on the 15th of September.
Right.
And best of luck this season. We hope to see you right back here in February for the Super Bowl.
February 3rd, yeah. I look forward to it.
Thank you so
Justin.
much. Angie, thank you.
So
Boy, it's always good to see you, buddy.
Pleasure,
yeah,
pleasure.
take care. Man, good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This third quarter is coming to a close here. 3rd and 2 for the Dolphins, leading 24-7. Trying to get one more play off before time expires. They will get the play off and almost picked off. Nearly intercepted by Cedric Cooper. So one more play, 4th and 2. Brock Osweiler has been back out there at quarterback for Miami. And on 4th and 2, leading 24-7 here in the third quarter, Osweiler and the Dolphins are going to go for it. Brandon Ratcliffe in the backfield. Fourth down, the toss towards the corner of the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown. A 14-yard completion to Francis Owusu. First-year player out of Stanford. So we'll kick the extra point, and then we'll go to break. But again, special thanks to both Arthur and Angie Blank for joining us here in this third quarter and sharing some great information. Owusu with the touchdown. Frankly, I want to see Coy Wire play hot shot against Angie. I think she'll win.
I want to make it close so I can hear the trash talk. She's got an edge to her now, I'm telling you. And did I see Shockley walking up to Molly B's for food?
Did you see that?
I thought I did. I thought I saw his guns. Big swole biceps up there.
I did, and now I'm back on the sideline. So you guys.
Unbelievable. Speaking of unbelievable, the final play of the third quarter is a 14-yard touchdown. It's 31-7. Dolphins lead the Falcons here through 3. 31-7. That is the score here as we start the fourth quarter. Miami leading Atlanta. And back deep to return the punt. Excuse me, the kickoff is Dantes Bird. And this will sail through the end zone. A Falcons fan score a touchdown with low tire prices at Kaufman Tire, the official tire retailer of the Atlanta Falcons. Visit KaufmanTire.com to find a store near you. So let's see what the Falcons can do here in the final quarter of the preseason.
15 minutes to go until it's the real deal. Can't wait for week 1 at Philadelphia. One of the rowdiest places you'd want to play. They're going to be walking into a Lions Den. Week 1.
Garrett Grayson is now in at quarterback. Rolling out, Grayson has some green. And Grayson will run out of bounds shy of the first down marker, but a good pickup here on first down. An update on a couple of players for the Falcons. Cedric Cooper and Bleedy Ray Wilson are both questionable to return with shoulder injuries. So we saw Bleedy Ray Wilson go down earlier, and that is the reason, a shoulder injury.
That's tough because this is a guy who was likely out of roster spot, locked up there, and hoping the best for him and for the team that it's not serious.
That'll be a loss of 1 for Terrence McGee.
Hey guys, nice job talking with Mr. Blank and his wife.
I'm sorry, who is this?
Pleasure. This is DJ Shockley. How are you guys doing? It's very nice to meet you, Coy Wyatt and Justin Kutcher.
What'd you have to eat over at Molly B's?
I don't want to make you jealous, so I'm not even going to tell you. I'm just going to have you leave you with intrigue.
Okay. It better not be the ahi tuna.
You know me, I'm not really a tuna
No,
guy.
I didn't think so. On 3rd and 3, another drop ball, this time Devin Gray. The pass was high, but go ahead, Shock. Tell us what you got going on.
Well, I just wanted to piggyback on some of the things you guys talked about with Mr. Blank and Angie. I just thought you look at who they are and what they represent to this Atlanta community and what they do for this team. And he's one of the best owners you could possibly play for. Coy, you notice you played for him, but just all the things that they have going on and how they want to affect the community and affect people around them is a beautiful thing. And I don't think many owners do as much as Arthur Blank does for the Falcons and his organization.
I agree 100%. No flag here on the return. Quincy Redmond hopping off the field on one leg for Miami. Let's wait to see what the flag is for. But it's remarkable. You heard the Blanks. I mean, in every business they have a charitable arm of that business.
During the kick, holding, number 31 of the receiving team. A 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the kick. It's Miami's ball, first down. Timeout.
With 13:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. Atlanta trails 31-7. Matt Ryan looking up at the halo here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. His team trails 31-7, in danger of going 0-4 in the preseason. Here on first down, it's Jeremy Langford. So we talk about the strength of the NFC South. They take on the Saints in week 3 at home, then week 12, Thanksgiving in New Orleans. Drew Brees, this team, Coy, you said it before, they are a Super Bowl contender.
They certainly are. They brought in Teddy Bridgewater as a backup in case something were to happen to Drew Brees, a future Hall of Famer, but the offense is loaded with playmakers. Alvin Kamara is just an absolute freak and force of nature there in the backfield, and now they add some more pieces. Cameron Meredith, Bears receiver. They got perhaps the toughest schedule in football. Half their games are versus playoff teams from a season ago. So, it's going to be a tough road for them. Falcons, their first 5 weeks is where the lion's share of their tough opponents are. It's going to be a great telltale sign, those first few weeks, of where this team will be by the end of the season.
3rd down and 6 here for Miami. Fails, is pressured. The pressure came up the middle. And he throws low, incomplete, so a good job by the defense.
Yeah, it looked like we had a breakdown in blocking.
John Cunningham again applied the pressure.
Yes, John Cunningham, who actually has had a free run. The offensive guard there kind of blew an assignment, and eyes wide open for Cunningham. He's had a heck of a game tonight. He's certainly flashing. He's, the guy who is one of those practice squad spot hopefuls, but really trying to push and make a name for himself, whether it's Justin Zimmer or Garrison Smith, also having a heck of a game at the D-line position. I want to stick around, Coach. Watch me.
Well, you better stick around. We're going to commercial. 12:17 to go in this fourth quarter. The Falcons wrapping up their preseason, opening up the regular season a week from tonight in Philadelphia. Justin Kutcher alongside Coy Wire and DJ Shockley. Garrett Grayson is in at quarterback. Kurt Bankert played the first 3 quarters, and now it's Garrett Grayson's turn. And a toss here to Terrence McGee. McGee trying to get around. He's going to lose 3 yards. Tackled by Frank Ginda.
Terrence McGee is in his second season here, 2 seasons out of LSU. He's an undrafted free agent. Baltimore took him, and this guy is hungry. This is his 7th team in 4 seasons. Ravens, Rams, Seahawks, Browns, Falcons, a couple of those teams a couple of times, just bouncing around. And he's got that kind of talent that keeps him around, but he's really just trying to take that next step and try to flash tonight.
Jaden Graham, a nice catch, bouncing around like a Branzino that you might eat.
Branzino is possibly one of the most underrated unknown fish on the planet. I tried to get DJ Shockley to try it last night, but he wouldn't do it.
Absolutely not. I mean, they brought the whole fish to the table. I was baffled by it when it came to the table.
Your face, had you never seen a whole fish served before at a restaurant?
And that's Dr. DJ Shockley speaking, by the way.
I've seen it, but usually the people I eat with, they don't have a whole fish. So I was very surprised when they brought it to the table, and you were very wide-eyed.
Number 89, 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
Old Shockley and his eating. He's stuck in his ways. Good old Georgia boy.
I'm going to go to a nice place. I want to eat some nice food. I'm going to eat something that I know I will like. Now, a fish eyeball, I know I will not like. That's just not happening.
Fish eyeball in the cheek, I'm told, are some of the delicacy aspects of the fish. Like, that's the part that is special to some people. I tried it last night. I mean, it looked like I had 100 before that to try to get Shockley to try it as well, but he wasn't having it. And it was tasty. I'm not going to lie.
Be honest. Really, it was tasty?
It really was. It was very sweet yet savory. So it was this fascinating juxtaposition that had my taste buds popping.
Was the pupil dilated?
Hey, I just wanted to eat a whole fish because I was hoping to will that to the Falcons tonight, being that they're playing the Dolphins. But not happening. A lot of sloppy play out there tonight. These guys trying to make a name for themselves. Who wants this tackle on special teams?
One of the guys on the tackle was Jaden Graham after a 54-yard punt. 9:49 to go here. No fisheye tonight. It's 31-7. Back here inside the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, where the roof is open for just the 2nd time for an NFL game. On 1st down, Brandon Radcliffe has the handoff. You know, the problem with today's world is you never know. There are cameras everywhere. We talked about eating an eyeball. Oh, yeah, it happened, folks. It happened.
Why are you leaning back from it like it's going to bite you?
It was more me leaning back in case I would throw up on you.
Hey, there was a lot that came out last night at that dinner. And one thing that I know, DJ Shockley does a lot of things. I mean, the people actually want him to run for office someday here in the city of Atlanta. But did you know the reason he's called Dr. Shockley? Because he delivered both of his children.
That did happen, yes. I will take
the man could do it all.
Yes.
So that doesn't gross him out.
And
but trying
I had
fish.
No issue with that. But fish eyes and
or grilled octopus
and all that kind of stuff, I have a real big issue with that.
You birthed 2 children with your wife. I mean, you pulled. You were incredible. You could do it all.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. You know, that's my job in the off season. You know, I try to. Maybe I can be an OBGYN maybe.
You know that Seinfeld episode?
OBG
Is anybody
DJ.
here a marine biologist? Is anybody here an OBGYN?
We have our OBG DJ.
Another 1st down here for the Dolphins. Coming up on 8 minutes to go here in this one.
Yeah, nice play. You see how the linebacker there, that was Smith just shooting that gap. There was no hesitating, no guessing. It's 1 man, 1 gap in the run game. There was an 8-man front. And when that ball takes off, hit it right now. Get vertical. And that's what this defense is built on. It allows you to play fast. And you saw Smith right there accelerate right through the hole into the backfield. A nice stop. That's what you want to see out of your backers.
8 tackles on the night for Emmanuel Smith, the undrafted free agent out of Vanderbilt. This time up the middle for the big run is Brandon Radcliffe. 11-yard pickup.
He's someone who keeps flashing tonight. Garrison Smith, number 93. Just kind of keep your eye on him. He's one of those guys that he's fighting for a spot here, potentially a depth at defensive tackle. Justin Zimmer or these John Cunningham, they're really fighting, biting, scratching, clawing right now. He shot into the backfield again. This guy's hungry. He wants it. Look at him pushing that lineman back.
A screen is set up and set up well. Let's check out Emory Healthcare, My Falcons journey of the nickel cornerback Brian Poole. He grew up in Florida. He became a Gator. He was recruited to Florida by then defensive coordinator who I think you might recognize. Yep, Dan Quinn. And then guess what? He would recruit him again. An undrafted free agent. Brian Poole has come up big, 49 tackles last year for Atlanta.
I was talking to some folks around the league, just asking about the defense, what they see, and what players stand out, right? So it's good to get perspective from around the league. And I said, who would you start your team with? And Brian Poole was one of the 3 players on defense that they said they would start their defense with. They would build around a guy like Brian Poole. He's that dynamic. This guy's got Pro Bowl in his future. If he continues to build and grow the way he has, big words for that young man who continues to shine.
A good open field ankle tackle by Tyson Graham. A 3-yard pickup. Let me pose this question to you guys with 5:45 to go. Because in today's NFL, a lot of starters don't play, not just in game number 4, but throughout the preseason. At what point do you expect the teams to be clicking on all cylinders? Because as you said last week, Coy, a team can't flip the switch and be great week 1 if they haven't played together the whole time.
Yeah, so here's an interesting point. Our man Randy Waters, who runs the post-game show, he texted me earlier and he said the Falcons lost in preseason game 3 2 seasons ago, the year they went to the Super Bowl, by the score of 6-17. That was the exact same score that they lost to Jacksonville last week in preseason game 3. So you see these things and it's frustrating. You're seeing the drops, you're seeing the not being able to convert on 3rd down and the missed tackles on defense. And in the end, it's still preseason. And in this league, it is something to the guys who can turn it on when the game's on the line, right? The saying big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. The Falcons have shown they have some of those guys who can really step up to the challenge when they're called upon.
Jason Sanders just drilled a 56-yard field goal, and that makes it 34-7. .3 to go here, 34-7. The Dolphins lead the Falcons. It'll be Greg Joseph kicking off. And back deep is Dontez Byrd. And once again, it'll be a touchback. Our drive of the game is presented by the North Georgia Honda dealers, and this play is one you'll be seeing on the highlights potentially all season long. Made by Malik Williams. Watch this. The big man can get up.
Yeah, that's pretty. He's going to be showing that one over and over again. He'll show that to his kids someday. I mean, that's a special play. We hope that young man's shoulder is okay. He put some good stuff on film tonight.
Garrett Grayson hands off to Crawford. Crawford was patient, hit the hole, gets 11 yards. The Carolina Panthers, one of the 3 teams in the NFC South to make the playoffs last year. They will be here in Atlanta for week 2, and then the Falcons travel to Charlotte week 16. I'm going to pose this question to you. The three teams in the NFC South to make the playoffs last year were the Panthers, the Saints, and of course the Falcons. A good run here again by Crawford. Of those three teams, which do you think will not make the playoffs this year?
Putting us out there like that, huh?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Panthers.
Shock?
I'm going to go with Tampa. I think Tampa's.
Well, no. That wasn't one of the choices.
Nice try, Shock. Nice try, Governor.
I tried to sneak it in there.
I told you.
You would not allow me to sneak that in there.
Run for office someday. You know how to answer.
I'm going to go with Carolina as well.
Well, that makes it 3 for 3. And I live in Charlotte, so that could be in trouble.
Yeah, they did bring in C.J. Anderson, to add into the backfield there with Christian McCaffrey and add some depth at that position. But offensive line still struggling for me. And, Cam Newton's a dynamic runner once he, can scramble around. That's not what you want, though, right? You don't want him to have to rely on that. So that to me is the difference between, someone like him or the Saints. The Carolina and the Saints. The offensive line is a big key for me.
And you also think about North Turner coming over as offensive coordinator in his first year. Maybe some growing pains in that offense. We know what Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis looks like on that defense. Julius Peppers back again. But there may be some growing pains offensively.
Incomplete pass. And to me, I just look at balance. Balance offense, balance defense. And the Falcons and the Saints, to me, have more of a balanced team than do the Panthers. And it's so hard to go to the playoffs in back-to-back years, as we've seen. Obviously, the Falcons trying to go for 3 straight years, but it just, on paper, that's the way it looks to me.
And I think that's why the first 3 weeks are really critical. I know you got 2 division games, but that first game versus
Philadelphia
versus Philly is big too, just because it's an NFC game. An NFC game, you don't want to fall behind in that race in case later on in the season you need these tiebreakers. So first game versus Philly, then Carolina, and then New Orleans. Those are critical games.
And let's think about this too, because you open up on Thursday night at Philadelphia, and people might say, well, that stinks, right? You got to open on a Thursday. But you're playing tonight on Thursday, so you have a full week of preparation. You've already started your prep for that game. So it's not like you're on a short week.
Yeah, what hurts you during the regular season, a Thursday game, are all the bumps and bruises physically from the game before, and they're not going to have that. So to me, that's a great time to have a Thursday game.
And so you have that game on Thursday. You also have the Eagles most likely without Carson Wentz. So maybe you get them on the downside. Then you get all that time to prepare for Carolina coming here to Atlanta. And then obviously you have New Orleans. So while on paper it looks difficult, maybe there's a sense that they may have caught a break in a way.
Yeah, we've talked about how there's some frustration with how Atlanta has looked in the preseason, even the starters on offense and defense. Philadelphia hasn't been great either. I don't know that they even scored an offensive touchdown with their starters in the preseason, so they're having the same sort of issue. When those lights come on, though, we'll find out who truly is best prepared to get their season started off with a bang.
Well, speaking of a bang, as part of the new Falcons bar program, the Falcons are partnering with dozens of local bars around the city for Falcons Fridays. To find out where this is happening each week, go to atlantafalcons.bars/program. The first bar is Hampton and Hudson in Inman Park, Thursday, September 6th at 7 p.m. The cheerleaders, Freddie the Falcon, and a Falcon Street team, giveaways, etc. That's all what will be there for the bar.
TVs everywhere, outstanding food, great beer selection. They even know how to make a caipirinha. So they can do cocktails too.
A nice spin move by Radcliffe, and he was chased down by J.T. Jones. Otherwise, he was taking that one to the house, 13 yards.
Good hustle by J.T. Jones there, because he was the last line of defense. He had to lay out for that one too. Missed tackles and everywhere leading up to that. It's kind of summing up this night again. We're now at 5 missed tackles for Atlanta on the night, and there might be more than that. That's just what we have documented.
The unofficial statistic. Hand off to Radcliffe. And he gets forced out of bounds by Jones. Second down coming up.
JT Jones had a rookie minicamp tryout last season. He's out of Miami, Ohio. He spent all of last season on the practice squad. He's an East Atlanta native. Went to Miller Grove High School in Lithonia, and he's shows some speed for being a bigger guy, 4.6. His uncle was a defensive line coach at Seattle, so you know he's got some technique there to him. And Dan Quinn kept him around last season. He's trying to stick one more year on the practice squad.
Let's wrap up the division opponents. The Bucks. Jameis Winston out for the first few weeks of the season, suspended. They'll take them on week 6 here at home, then week 17 in Tampa Bay.
Oh, there go the Bucks.
They were the 5-11 last year, but just dangerously talented, right? I mean, they had that shocker over the division champ Saints in week 17 last year. And if they succeed this year, it'll be because of their defensive front. They got a pair of former all-pro level talent in Gerald McCoy and Jason Pierre-Paul. You know, they have the depth there. Former Atlanta head coach Mike Smith. He likes to bring the heat.
Well, this brings us to the 2-minute warning. 34-7, Miami leading Atlanta. 34-7. The Falcons trail the Dolphins here in the final preseason game. 2 minutes to go in this one. 1 week to go before the season kicks off for real. Another handoff to Radcliffe. We want to thank all of our affiliates across Georgia and Alabama who have carried all 4 of our preseason games. We also want to thank our producer Mike Burks, our director Ken Neal, our operations producer Sandra Dorr, our associate producer Doug Myers, graphics coordinator Ken Dunlap, our tech manager Smokey Knutson, our production manager Donna Mack, and of course a very special thanks to Laura Hale and Tamika Risch for all the help to put all these games on the air. I know Coy and Shock want to say some things as well, but it's always a pleasure working with all of you, and the 2 of you guys during the games. It's an absolute blast.
What a great crew we have, man. It's been awesome these 4 games. I think everybody involved will say the same thing, but it's truly a pleasure to be a part of this crew and be able to cover this great organization. You 2 guys are a class act. Everybody in the truck is a class act, and it's just great to be a part of great people. And I thank you guys for all you've done, and looking forward to an outstanding season going forward.
We got to start off something that hopefully ends in a very special way for this team, for all the fans, the viewers at home, and for this city, right? I mean, what an opportunity. They've got a legitimate shot of making another run to the Super Bowl, which is going to be played right here in this stadium. And it's something the city deserves. It's something the fans deserve. Been a lot of heartache over the years with this organization, but what has been built and has been culminating into what could be a very special year has been outstanding to be a small part of it.
A nice run there by Terrence McGee.
A lot of fun things happen in this city.
If you're out tonight, watch out. Dragon Con is here in Atlanta. And CW69 will be covering the parade Saturday at 10 a.m. You can watch it. Watch out! Don't get beat. That was a fisheye right there.
I like the Dumb and Dumber, Captain Jack Sparrow. My goodness, Beauty and Shockley.
Who would you guys be if you could be a character? And that wasn't funny, Cole. I didn't laugh at that.
Yeah. I don't know if you could see the screen. It was is it just corny and cheesy and too easy to go Mr. Clean, like white T-shirt, roll up the sleeves, carry
You don't wear sleeves. We all know that. You have the gun show going on.
Tank top. That's all he has.
I wear shirts. They're just like 3 sizes too small. But I wear shirts.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Mr. Clean for me. Shot?
I love the Pirates of the Caribbean stuff, man. So I would love to dress up like Jack Sparrow. If I can have that kind of slang to it, too, I would love that. So Jack Sparrow for me. How about you, Cut?
Honestly, I have no idea. I mean, that's just being honest, but that is going to be the end of this preseason for the Falcons as they fall to the Dolphins by the score of 34-7. So they go 0-4 on the preseason. But the handshake between Dan Quinn and Adam Gase, it's time for the real thing. The regular season begins a week from tonight in Philadelphia. Coming up next, it's Inside the Locker Room with Randy Waters. For Coy Wire and DJ Shockley, I am Justin Kutcher saying so long for now from beautiful Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta, home of Super Bowl 53. Enjoy the season, everybody. Atlanta Falcons preseason football has been sponsored in part by SunTrust. Confidence starts here. By Georgia Power, proud to bring winning energy to fans like you. Visit georgiapower.com/sports. And by Emory Healthcare, the official team healthcare provider of the Atlanta Falcons. Stick around for Inside the Locker Room with Randy Waters from our Atlanta studio.